Peace, love, and light, my beautiful guys and goddesses. I am Queen Spirit, and welcome to Veggie Me Please. Because you know, and I know, and everyone across the universe know that Veggie Me Please is all that you need. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I am going to be talking about a subject that really means a lot to me. It is something that I had to face firsthand, and I have set out a crusade of healing because of this situation that I had to endure. Um, January 31st, 2018, I lost my son due to suicide. It was probably one of the worst experiences I've ever experienced in my life, but I am here today to tell you I am okay. I am well. I am. And if I am well, you are well as well. Let me let you know that. But I definitely wanted to do this podcast. I usually do one every year on the anniversary of this day, just to keep it out there in the universe that you do not have to self-destruct. You are so much more important than the situation that you're going through. I know me and my husband were having a conversation, and I'm actually going to start bringing him on. I'm just trying to think of different segments that we're going to have, but we were talking and we were saying, like, where do men go when they need someone to talk to? And I was like, wow, that's true. Like, men, I mean, some men have a male best friend, some, or they have what they call a homeboy. But would you tell your homeboy that you're contemplating, taking your life? Like, life has gotten so bad that you can't take it anymore. Most of the time we won't tell because we don't want to be ridiculed because of how we're feeling. But let me let you know, I truly understand. Losing my son, it humbled me. It took me right to the instance of where he was when he actually took his own life, because I was faced with the same dilemma. I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't even want to hurt. Um, and the only way that I was able to live past losing him was to try to bury the hurt. But I didn't realize that there was even self-destruction in its own way. I think maybe 2.5 years, maybe 3 years after he passed away is when I started my healing journey. Yeah, because I've only been on my healing journey now for about 2.5, 3 years. But I had to go through the motions of actually just having to break myself down and dealing with the fact that he was gone, and that's why I'm here where I'm at today. And I'm well. I'm well. I'm so well. But let me let you know that you are well as well. I didn't have any help. I'm not gonna say I couldn't have went and talked to. I reached out when he first passed away to like support groups and things of that nature, but I never attended any of those. I guess with me is I just didn't want to face the reality of it, and COVID hit, and that's when I was already on my healing journey, but that's when I had to deal and face the fact that my son had passed away. I had caught COVID and I was at home by myself, and I promise you, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I really didn't. And at that moment, I guess I just, so many things started coming across my mind, and I truly broke down. I cried so hard, the room started spinning. And once I finished, it was like a big boulder had been lifted off of me. And I was able to see things a lot more clear, and I was able to see that I had a higher purpose than my current circumstance of what I had went through. And that's what brought me to a kind of peace, to where I was able to accept that my son avatar was gone, but his spirit still lives on. And that I truly appreciate, and I love. So if you are going through depression, definitely don't be afraid to take yourself and put yourself on the front line and say, I am more important than anybody else, what somebody gonna say, and seek some professional help if you cannot do it on your own. A lot of us aren't ready or strong enough. My son was one of them. He wasn't strong enough or didn't have the resources to even quietly try to see if he could fix or transmute the thoughts that he had into something positive. One thing I try to promote to people all the time is you are more important than anything else. Don't allow your joy, your peace, or your happiness to be dictated by somebody else. Don't sit up here and not feel love because you feel like somebody isn't loving you. Because you have the power to love you. You have the power to make you happy. You have the power to make you joy. Don't wait on nobody else to give you that. What anybody else gives you is extra. But there's no way in HEWL hockey sticks that you should be sitting around here talking about you are not happy and you are up and breathing. It's no way. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you making yourself happy? What would make you happy right here at this moment? If you lost a loved one and you'll say, well, if my mom was here, I would be happy. Then how come you're not talking to your mama? Huh? Because you don't think she can talk back, but she can hear you. And if you talk to her and you can tell her how you feel, she'll come visit you in your dreams. She'll leave you little gems. Why aren't you meditating so that you can tap into your spiritual side and meet your spirit guides? What steps are you taking to get yourself out of that rut that you're in? You know, it's funny. This morning, I just felt like I was in a rut, like I couldn't get right. I wasn't sad, or maybe I was. I don't know. I didn't feel the way that I felt the last 4 years today. I didn't. But I just felt like I was just in a run. Like I couldn't get right. And I knew I wanted to do this podcast, but it was like everything in me was just, I had to fight through it. And what I realized is emotionally, I have still attached myself to this day as a day of sorrow. So emotionally, my emotions are still there, even though my heart isn't. Emotionally, I still feel that, maybe that little But what I'm doing is I'm learning to disassociate the pain part. One thing I say, when my son passed away, and my husband, he drops many gems, honey, many gems, and I love him to death. Because when we talk, a lot of the gems that I'm going to drop to you guys manifest. And he was saying people are so busy celebrating, or not celebrating, but focusing on the day that the person died, that we forget about all of the years that we had with them. So I have 21 years of celebrating. He's only been gone for 5. So I have 16 more years of celebrating him, because he gave me 21 years of him. And my son was a great kid. He wasn't a bad kid. He was a kid, but he was wonderful, and he was my baby. So he deserves to be celebrated. So no, I'm not, on this day, I'm not sad. I am happy that he gave me a bigger purpose than myself. And I am able to assist someone who may be feeling the same feelings that he felt. Or even a parent or a sister or a cousin who may be going through this, be on the side of what I was in and be the person that had to be the griever. I'm here to drop these gems for you to let you know it does get better. It does, but you have to be the one to want to make it get better. You do not have to hold on to the tragedy, and I know it's hard to say, but when I tell you, you can let go of the tragedy and really truly appreciate the gem of that person, no matter how they transitioned when they came into this world. They came into this world happy, healthy, and abundant. And that's what we need to focus on. That's what we need to focus on. We don't have to keep holding on to the pain. We can let go of the pain. So just know that whatever you're going through is not more important to you. You can get past everything that you're going through. So some of the signs of depression, because a lot of times we don't think we're depressed, but anxiety, mood swings, insomnia, overeating, not eating at all, agitation, weight loss, or weight gain. Men have the highest suicide rates than women. And like I said, I truly understand that because men really don't express, they're not expressive people. They don't know how to be emotional. Being emotional is a sign of weakness to men. I never forget, at my son's funeral, my dad told my nephew not to cry. He told him he had to be strong and be a man. And my sister got upset about it. And I was with her because it's like, when do we stop telling these men that they can't be emotional? We are creating these monsters. It's not a weakness to release. It's a strength to release because you are powerful and you're manly enough and you're strong enough to say, I got a problem. I got a problem and I need to let this stuff go because it's not helping me. It's hindering me. Anything that's not serving your higher purpose is a hindrance. If you're sitting around here mad and angry and agitated, depressed, sleep all the time, up all night, what is that serving you? Having all these crazy thoughts, what is that serving you? When you can let it go and truly live in your peace and happiness and joy. But like I said, it starts with you. It truly starts with you. Thoughts take control of our hearts. And our hearts is an emotional. It's where we have love, is we have unconditional love. And we have to learn how to live in our heart. Sometimes our mind, it goes all over the place. Mine does it a lot. But I'm learning to control my mind by working on my heart. Because the more that I love and I put out unconditional love and I love on me, it makes me think of more ways to put out unconditional love. It makes me think of more ways to love on me. It makes me think of more ways to put love out in the universe. And then I keep on reciprocating it. And that's when it's like a flow. It's like an in and out. Energy flows in and out. So start living in your heart. Find some wonderful things inside of you that you can be happy about. I tell my husband that every day. When you wake up, find something to be happy about. No matter what it is, something that can just put a smile on your face. Wake up and be grateful for that. And watch how many more grateful things will come to pass. If you in a down, depressed energy right now, go take you a spiritual bath. Go take you a shower. And while you're in that bath and while you're in that shower, thank God that you have a tub that you can sit and release in. And if you have to cry, cry. Yell, let it go. But allow yourself and allow that water to nurture you. Let Mother Water nurture you. And thank God for that opportunity. And when you wake up tomorrow, thank God that He allows you to wake up with another day of wanting to get better. And each day it will get better. Just take baby steps. You don't have to rush it. I told you, this is a journey. We have been through a lot. I tell you, honey. But we are getting closer to the finish line. So it's getting easier. All you have to do is just keep pushing forward. Don't give up. You ain't went this far to give up. I'm not going to let you give up. You have come this far. You see the finish line right there in front of your face. You're not quitting. I'm here. I'm running with you. We both out of breath. But guess what? I got willpower. I'm going to give you some of mine. You manifested me and I manifested you. You my soul tribe. I'm your soul tribe. We in this together. But giving up is not an option. When you are depressed or anxious or having these mood swings or anything like that, it's usually a sign that your solar plex and your heart chakra is out of balance. That heart chakra, I tell you, that right there is your middle chakra. You have your throat, your third eye and your crown above, and below you have your solar plex, you have your sacral and your root. Your heart is your middle. It amplifies all of them. All of them. Live in your heart. Go deep inside yourself. It is something you can be happy about. Maybe you found $1 on the street. Maybe you got to eat a favorite ice cream. Maybe it was a show that your mother took you to when you were little, or a story she read you when you were little. Anything that you can find some joy, find it. And that's the seeds that you sit up there and you nourish and you water and you put in the sunlight, because those are the seeds they're going to keep on blooming and blooming and blooming. And next thing you know, you're going to look up and your garden ain't going to be empty no more. It's going to be full of beautiful flowers and fruits and vegetables. When you thought it was gone and it was done and it was dead, no, baby, It was just sitting there getting comfortable, waiting on you to give it some tender love and care. You have the power. But like I said, if you don't think you're strong enough, seek professional help. It is people out here that can help you, and it doesn't cost anything. They have a suicide helpline that you can call if you're feeling like you need somebody to talk to without judgment. And it's anonymous. So definitely follow my steps if you're strong enough. But if you need some little extra oomph, please reach out to someone for help. Y'all know I got my notes right, okay? Some crystals. Oh, excuse me. Some of the crystals that you can use that will help uplift your spirits. One of my favorites, I tell people this all the time. When I was introduced to crystals 5 years ago by a beautiful, beautiful nurse that worked for me, rose quartz was one of the first ones she gave me. She gave me a rose quartz and an amethyst. I didn't too much was attracted to the amethyst, but the rose quartz it's one of my favorite crystals. It's just something about the energy of it. It's just soft and compassionate and warm. And it's a wonderful stone. So and men, don't think because the stone is pink, you don't have to wear it. You can just keep it in your pocket. But guess what? If you think pink is not for you, I have some more manlier looking ones. Smoky quartz disputes suicidal thoughts. Smoky quartz is a black grayish kind of crystal, but it's connected to a crystal quartz. So it's a more manlier stone, and it definitely helps get rid of suicidal thoughts. Angel aura helps with loneliness. That is another one of my favorite crystals because it's like a unicorn kind of color. It reminds me of an opal. Citrine. I can definitely remember having a citrine necklace that I wore all the time, and it uplifts your energy. Citrine is more so like a sunstone. And if you think about the sun, like today, how I got my spirits just to feel a little bit more bubbly is I went outside, and I think that was another thing too. It was super cloudy and gloomy today, and on top of today, it just had me just like in a funk. The sun peaked out for maybe about 30 minutes, and I went out there and I just sat out there in a little bit of it that it peaked out, and it just really uplifted my spirits. So definitely citrine is a good one to have, and it's like a yellowish gold color depending on if you get it raw or tumble, but it's definitely a nice stone. Another one of my favorites is malachite. Malachite is a green stone, and it has these green little swirls in it. I love it, love it, love it. Clear quartz, it's just a oh, I'm so sorry. Clear quartz is a crystal clear crystal, and it transforms negative energy. But when you put it with another crystal, it amplifies that other crystal's energy. So if you put it with a rose quartz, it's going to amplify the energy of the rose quartz. It's super, super, super dope. Super dope. And it's one of those universal crystals, because you can the intentions, you can put your intentions of what you want it to do in it, because it's a crystal quartz. Now for some healing herbs, you can use these herbs again as a tea. You can use them in your spiritual baths. When I use herbs in my spiritual baths, I usually would boil them. Well, not really boil them, but I would boil a pot of water, and then I would put my herbs in the pot, let them steep, and then I would strain them, and then just pour the tea inside of my tub, because I have tried to put the herbs in the tub, and it stopped up the tub. It wasn't nice. And it's super time consuming cleaning it up, because I'm gonna tell you, if you've taken a really good spiritual bath, when you get out, it's like getting out. Have you ever got out of the pool? You know, when you're in the pool, you just all bouncing around and you feel light, and it's like as soon as you get out and you get to like that third step, you start feeling super like heavy. Well, when you get out your spiritual bath, it's like so much has been taken out of you. You really just feel like you just want to just lay and bask in the ambiance of just this renewed you. So the less cleaning you have to do once you get out the tub, the better. So definitely try that method. It works really well with me, and you still get the benefits and the energies. It's all about your intentions from the herbs that you use. Another way that I like to do, y'all know, I like to roll mine up and smoke them. So I'm going to tell you one of my blends that I came up with, especially for emotional healing. If you just feel like I said, now, honey, let me let you know, I am going to go roll me one. Well, I don't really roll it because I don't know how to roll. So I usually use the glass bongs. But the mix that you can use for, well, let me just tell you the herbs. You can use rosemary. Rosemary you can actually put in your oil diffuser. It smells really, really good. And it definitely helps with mental clarity. A lot of times when we are depressed or we're having suicidal thoughts, it's like I said, it's the thoughts that we're having in our brains. Rosemary will help subside those thoughts and just kind of give you some mental clarity so that you can tap inside your heart and know that you are so much more important than those thoughts that you're having. Lavender is another one. Lavender is for calm and relaxation. And anybody knows me, know I'm always talking about lavender, smoking lavender tea, all of it. I just love the essence of lavender. I even have a lavender spray. I spray on my face. I have lavender I spray on my hair. It's just something about lavender that just keeps me in this calm and collective energy. Holy basil, lemon balm, rose, St. John's wort, skullcap, and dandelion. Now, for a nice little mixture, if you want to use it as a tea or as a smokable herb, I would definitely use lavender, rose, St. John's wort, and skullcap. It's just like an amazing, mellow kind of feeling. When I say I smoked herbs, it's not going to give you like a marijuana kind of high. It's a whole different vibe. Like, I don't know, I can't even explain the difference between the two, but what I do know is the herb gives you a more holistic, and I'm not saying weed is not holistic, because something comes from Mother Earth. You plant a seed and it grows into a plant. It's a plant, it's Mother Earth. But it has a different kind of energy with it. But when you smoke in the herbs, to me, it's more like a healing, a holistic kind of thing. So it's more like a vibe versus anything. It's not like you're high. You're more so like chill out, mellow, focused, euphoric, but without the high, without not all weed makes you like in the couch potato kind or give you the munchies. You don't have the side effects of what we, you don't have the munchies or anything like that. I mean, you just have to try it. And the thing about it is it's totally legal. So you don't have to worry about if you getting a piss test at work and you failing the piss test, because it's totally legal. But it's like I said, it's a vibe versus a high. You just have to mentally be there with it to know that that's all you need. Like even with smoking tobacco isn't good for us. But if you were to smoke a herb, put a little peppermint with it or a little spearmint with it, you would get that menthol kind of feeling, but it would give you that a different kind of vibe to where you're like, man, this is more healthier. I got my vibe. I feel good. I got I got my smoke, but it's not going to give you that same effect as some nicotine. I know back when, I don't even like to remember the fact that I smoked cigarettes back in my 20s, but everybody, all my crew, they smoked weed, and I smoked weed and I didn't like it. It made me paranoid. So one of my homegirls told me to smoke a cigarette. She told me to smoke a cigarette because she said it would give me a high, but it wouldn't give me the same high as the weed. Something like what I'm trying to tell you about these herbs. Well, I smoked the cigarette and it gave me like a head rush. It was like a little buzz and I was okay with it. Let me tell you about the power of words. She told me, don't ever smoke a cigarette when you mad because you're going to be addicted. Right there, she cast a spell on me. Right there, just with her words. Because all the time that I would just hit it and just get my little high, I never craved nothing past that. And I would only do it when I got with my homegirls. We was all sitting around drinking and they were smoking, and I would say, somebody give me a cigarette, and I hit it. But it wasn't like it was an everyday thing, something I had to have. It was sociable. The moment somebody made me mad and I smoked a cigarette, I was a cigarette smoker. Just like that. And it wasn't like multiple times. It was one time. And that's how you know it is power in words. And when you learn that, you will be more careful about the words that you say or what you allow to attach to you. Because, honey, if I would have knew what I knew now, I would have been up there like, not here. Not here. But yes, she told me if I smoked a cigarette, I was going to be addicted. I was going to be addicted, and damn it, I was. And then I remember I ended up having asthma. I didn't even know I had asthma until I started smoking cigarettes. I'll never forget, I had an asthma attack and walked to the hospital and was in the emergency room with the pack of cigarettes in my hand, talking about I'm having an asthma attack. And the doctor came in and he was like, so are you the one who came in with the cigarettes in your hand? They'll say, we have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves. But definitely, honey, you are so much more important, and it's so many healthier alternatives to what they have out here on the market. And it's a lot cheaper than them $20. I don't even know how much cigarettes cost. I remember when I smoked, and they was probably between $3 and $4. So I don't even know how much they cost. I know the prices have went up enormously. But let me let you know, you can get some herbs and have probably 2, 3, 4 months supply of what you spending on a carton of cigarettes. And it's fresher and it's better for you. And it also has healing properties, not even just with emotionally. Like if you have physical things going on with you, peppermint is definitely good for your digestive system. Skullcap is good for sleeping. If you're having insomnia or anything like that. I like Skullcap and St. John's wort. I also like mugwort. Mugwort is definitely. I even got my husband smoking the mugwort. He loved it. and it shocked me because we were just talking about it today, how much he has transformed since we have met. And he was just like, man, I just can't believe I've turned to a whole different person. But when it all it takes is a baby step. He just started being vegan, and from there, he's like really transitioning into being this holistic person. He's being more mindful of his words, his actions, his thoughts. He's going outside more, being one with the universe. I'm like, yeah, he's a totally different person. But this is the person that he was before he met me. He just needed to meet me to be able to realize that this person already laid aside of him, because it was easy for him to transition. Just like it was easy for me to transition into veganism. I told you I woke up one day and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna be a vegetarian. And everybody was like, wow. I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I want to try to see if I can do it. And at first it was just like a challenge. And then it was like people were so admiring the fact that I was able to transition everyday meals into something that had no meat in it. But I was having a hard time letting go of the cheese, cow's cheese. I think it was cow's cheese and eggs. And one Thanksgiving, I just was like, I think I'm about to just go ahead and go vegan. It was just me by myself, so I didn't have to answer to anybody. And if I fucked it up, I fucked it up. Who was gonna eat it? Just me. So I made a whole Thanksgiving, a vegan Thanksgiving just for myself. And from that moment on, every Thanksgiving is my vegan anniversary. So I am on year 3 of being 100% vegan. I was 5 years vegetarian, 3 years vegan. And this is a journey that I definitely would not revert backwards. And I definitely do not inflict. I do encourage, but I do not inflict. But I have woed a lot of non-believers that you can be a vegan and enjoy all of the wonderful things that you like to eat. It's just all about mentally transitioning into being a vegan, but it's a wonderful journey. But anyway, not to get off subject, because I'm up here rambling about everything, because like I said, I am well and you are well too. So we are not self-destructing. We are taking our joy, our happiness, and our well-being in our hands. We are important. It's nobody else's job to make us feel better. Stop relying on somebody else to make you feel better. Physically, mentally, spiritually. It's okay to look for answers. It's okay to get advice. You don't have to take it all. You don't. But like I said, you take the gems, you leave the dirt. Analyze everything, even what I'm telling you. Like I said, I'm only giving you the blueprint. You do not have to follow my directions verbatim, but you take what I give you, you do your research, and you make it your own. Because in all of the stuff that I have dropped for you, something is going to work for you. Everything may not, but something will work. Like I said, my first set of crystals was a rose quartz and an amethyst. And still to this day, I don't know, maybe it's because I got a thing with purple. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I would carry an amethyst, but I'm definitely not drawn to an amethyst. But I'm super drawn to anything pink. Like, I mean, it's just, and I know pink is all about self-love. So I think that's why I'm so drawn to strawberry quartz, rose quartz, anything that's pink. But those 2 first crystals she gave me was those 2, and I was more drawn to the rose quartz. She gave me the blueprint. I did my research. I seen which one I was drawn to, and that's the one I was more so drawn to. That's just the same thing. That's why I gave you many. I just didn't give you a few. I gave you many crystals that you can choose from, or try the herbs. Or if you don't want to smoke them, drink them in a tea. If you don't want to drink them in a tea, put them in your spiritual bath. Anywhere it goes, it's going to infuse your aura. Just because I like to smoke and catch a vibe, don't mean you have to. Even with me, I'm a tea drinker too. I have to have, not have to. I don't know, it's all about a vibe with me. I'm not gonna say I have to have my tea, because it's not something that I drink first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, I'm drinking water. First thing, as soon as I get up, water. And I'm probably drinking water all the way up until probably about 11 or 12. And then I'll go ahead and get me a nice cup of tea. And it's like a vibe. It's like, I don't know, it just seems like it just cuddles me. It gives me warm hugs when I drink it. That's what my sister says. It gives me warm hugs when I drink tea. And then when I smoke the lavender, if I'm drinking lavender tea and I'm smoking lavender tea, it's like a double whammy. It's like a wonderful thing. So It's all about whatever vibe you want to get in. But whatever vibe you want to get in, make it your vibe. Get you some green lights, some green energy. Green is for healing. You see, I got on my green earrings today. Um, Green is for healing. It works with the heart. Start wearing green. I never knew why green was a color that I was so attracted to, but I love me some green. Now it's yellow. I tell people all the time, I'm a rainbow. I don't have a favorite color. I love all the colors. But for some reason, yellow is the color that I'm so attracted to now, but I know it's because of my solar plex. And guess what? Your intuition will tell you what you need. Because before I even knew my solar plex was off balance, before I did my podcast yesterday, if you look through my house, I have some yellow thrown about everywhere. And I never knew why I was attracted to that energy. But now I understand because, like I said, it was all about the research. But I listened to my intuition when it said, throw some yellow curtains up there. Throw some yellow flowers right there. I listened to it. And it was like, and my spirit loved it. Start tapping into your intuition. Definitely start meditating. Even if you don't feel like you can meditate, take 5 minutes and just sit by yourself. No phone, no TV, no distractions. Even if you're sitting on the toilet when you first get up in the morning, honey. Sit there with yourself. Be in your thoughts. Pray to your Most High. Thank them for waking you up and giving you breath. And then tell yourself, I am well. I got this. I'm important, and we gonna get through it. Giving up ain't an option. We got it. You got it. I got it. We are well. Peace, love, and light. And I love, 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 love you. Mwah.